Welcome to Ask the Lynnwood Cop. I'm Teresa Whipple, and hello, Sergeant Langdon.
Hello.
We're back to talk this time about pets in cold weather. You know, we had talked, I guess, 6 months ago about pets in hot weather.
Absolutely.
And now we've had some pretty cool temperatures, and I know we've had some emails from citizens who said they've seen animals out, dogs in particular, out in, maybe like a yard when
Sure.
the weather's really freezing and they're worried about them. What are the kind of rules and things to keep in mind for people who might have, in particular, a dog out in the elements?
Sure. As a pet owner, you are responsible to provide for your animals' daily needs, which include shelter, food, and a place to go use the restroom or a place for them to evacuate, as we like to say as a former canine handler. Really what we're looking at, you got to have a spot where your dog can retreat from the elements so that they can be out of the weather, out of direct exposure from whether that's sun. So we want to provide a shady spot from rain and or cold weather. So you want to provide them an area where they can go get warm. You have to leave water out for your animals so that they can water themselves, and food obviously has to be available. Those are the basic legal requirements.
Okay.
But another thing to remember is that even though our dogs and cats are equipped with fur, they are susceptible to hypothermia, and it depends on the animal. Different animals have different tolerances, so it's really important to know your animal and to understand what their tolerances are. So safest bet is when the temperature gets down below freezing, bring them inside. Safety thing, if you happen to be taking your dog out, and it looks like we're up for a cold winter this year.
Yeah.
We've already had some ice and snow on the ground. And understand, when you take your dogs out on those walks, and even when your cats are out, the extreme cold can actually chap their paws and get to a spot where we start having cracked paws, or we can get snow actually crammed into the skin folds in between. It can be very painful for the animal. So when you're out on a walk, if you notice your dog, it's worth every 15 minutes or so stopping, checking those paws out and making sure that you're not seeing any chapping or any sort of snow getting packed in there. And same thing for your cats. If they're coming inside, if they'll let you, obviously that could be a bit of a tricky thing with the claws and the paws. But try and check those paws out if you can. And again, respect your animal's limitations and understand that while they do have fur, if they've gotten wet, that's going to diminish their ability to warm themselves. And so get that animal inside if you can. So that's really what we're looking for. But you are required by law to provide shelter for them, to provide the food and a place and a mechanism to get warm.
Okay. And if somebody does notice a situation where they are worried about an animal, would they call the non-emergency number for the police? Or
They could call a non-emergency number, and what I can tell you is that it will be a priority call. So it's something that we will have officers go out and check. And if our animal control officer is not on, we will have a uniformed patrol officer head out and check on the animal's welfare. It's important to us, and so we're going to check and make sure they're okay. So if you have to call if you only remember the 911 number, that's fine. You can call the emergency number, and it'll be prioritized accordingly.
Okay, great. Well, we'll throw the non-emergency number up on the screen to remind people what that is.
All right.
All right. Good. Thanks very much. We'll be back again soon with another episode of Ask the Lynnwood Cop.